Welcome to Undefined. Before I get started, I wish to apologize for last week. I did not see the show. I was really sick with my allergies. Even with medication, it just gets the better of me, and it's so hard to focus when you're sneezing, coughing, your eyes are itching beyond recognition. So I apologize. I hope you understand. So I managed to see the show, which was not easy because the streams were not up for at least 40 minutes afterward. I managed to find a website that was able to see it earlier than everybody else, luckily. But, whew, I gotta tell you, I don't like these themed impacts, but this one was done well. This one was done very well. The opening of the show, which was a long, like 3-minute video package, was done exceptionally well. It was well defined. I don't have any pictures generally of it, but I can tell you this. To hype you for the show, they did build some video packages like a pay-per-view, which really did help the show along. First match, the X Division. And I thought, oh man, they're going to put the X Division in the beginning. A lot of times, yeah, it hypes up the show, but sometimes I like to see the X Division in the middle of the show or the end. But in this situation, it actually was the wisest thing to do. And I got to say this to everybody. I'm not a spot guy. I'm not a high-flying spot guy. I don't like high-flying all the time. I'm a guy who likes things to be balanced. You got some ring work, you got high spots, high-flying, and psychology. Telling a story. Just going to high spots doesn't always give you something. But I'll say this. Seeing Brian Cage work with Phoenix made that match. But I'm not taking nothing away from Brian Cage. Dude, there was one spot that was insane. I think it's in my face right now, where Brian Cage gets driven out of the ring. Phoenix says, I'm going to take his ass out in Spanish, pretty much. And he runs to one side of the ring, jumps through the other side of the ring, and Brian Cage catches him like he's about to freaking suplex him, and then suplexes his ass. Holy shit. I gotta say that again. Here it is in my shoulder. Here it is in my face. Holy shit. I have not seen a spot that dangerous, that awesome in quite a long time. And they're going to make this very clear. I am not a spot guy, but even I have to say that was exceptionally awesome and exceptionally dangerous. Trying to get caught in that type of position with a guy like Phoenix, with a guy like Brian Cage, whose muscles are almost half the size of Phoenix's head. He could have easily knocked a bone out of whack in his neck. That hopefully did not happen and he's okay. But damn, that was bad and awesome at the same time. There were a couple other spots during the match, and I'll say this was the best match of the night. Now, I'm saying that because of what it was. It was for the X Division title. Brian Cage won this, and here's the thing. Once the match was over, Brian Cage walks away. He don't try to pander to the crowd. He just grabs his belt, walks up the ramp, and then panders to the crowd there. OBE with Sami Callihan comes out and start beating up and destroying Pentagon Jr., who is at ringside, who did not interfere, and Phoenix. And people are saying, dude, go help him, go help him. And eventually he does and wipes the floor with all three of them. Now, what does this mean? It means, and I said this to many people before, what's going on with OBE? Nothing. OBE is working with Sami Callihan. They're not going after any titles too soon. They may never go after a title again because they're working with Sami Callihan. And I'm not even saying OBE is great. I'm just saying that because they're working with Sami, we're lacking a tag team. We are. We're not getting anything for the tag titles. Nothing. Now, I'm not saying OBE is going to be dealing with the OGs or LAX right now. They're not because of the storyline that's going on. But we need more tag teams. And OBE is locked up with Sami Callihan with his Vendetta against Pentagon Jr., with Phoenix, and now Brian Cage has been added to the mix. there's going to be possibly something going down the line when it comes to Bound for Glory. I'm sure of it. We're too close to Bound for Glory because we're almost September, and I think it's October 14th for Bound for Glory. So they got maybe a little more than a month and a half, nearing 2. A little more than a month and 2 quarters, I think. So they're going to be building something for that. Now, let's get this match over with. Because it wasn't a bad match. It was the second best match of the night. And that was Rick Swann versus Petey Williams. It's good to see Rick Swann back. And he let his hair grow back. I was not a fan of his hairstyle. It made him look bald, and he did not look right bald. Not saying if he goes bald, he'll look bad. But because of how the haircut was, it really didn't accentuate his positives. Now, was the match good? Yes, it was. And in the end, it is Rick Swann who won. It's always notorious for anyone who's near their hometown, they always lose no matter what promotion it is. Like when it comes maybe to ROH, WWE, honestly, they never let anybody win except unless you kiss a lot of ass and suck a lot of dick with the WWE, or you give back some money or do something that makes them happy. That's very rare they let you actually win in your hometown or on your birthday for that matter. Very rare. Because they don't normally let you do it. So, I'm not surprised with Petey Williams. Now, when it came to Rick Swann after that, saying I need a couple more wins and I'm going to get somewhere, guess what? We get our Matt Sydal sighting, and he pretty much says, dude, you have potential. I can open your third eye. And he pretty much says, no thanks. So that means Rick Swann is finally going to get his first feud of his multi-year contract. And I heard them say it. He's staying for a couple of years. If it is legitimately true, he is staying for at least 3 or 4 years maybe. Well, at least 2 to 4 years maybe. Who knows? But knowing that he's staying, I think it's due to the fact of Su Yung. I think Su Yung is his actual girlfriend, if I remember correctly. So she has a multi-year deal, I believe, with Impact Wrestling, so he signed with her, I guess. I could be wrong. Someone could tell me below. If Andre sees this, maybe he will know. You could ask him if Rick Swann signed a multi-year deal because of his girlfriend, who is Su Yung, if that's his girlfriend. I think it is. I don't remember exactly. I think it is. Now, since I'm talking about her, let's get this done. Triple threat for the Knockouts title. Su Yung versus Tessa Blanchard versus Ali. Now, I'm going to make this really clear. And maybe a lot of people won't be happy with me saying this, but I need to say it. I am glad that Ali did not win. Ali did not deserve to win. Due to the fact of her poor wrestling for the last 3 months. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she's having emotional problems with her boyfriend, Braxton Sutter, if he's still her boyfriend. Maybe it's because she's renegotiating her contract and there's some type of problems and she's not satisfied. I do not believe she's doing drugs, but I do notice that her ring work has been incredibly sloppy and potentially dangerous to her fellow competitors. Example, this major one. You see it in my face. There's about 2 scenes, I believe I got it, where it was about halfway through the match where she wasn't really selling much. You got, and understand, I'm not a Tessa Blanchard fan. I am not a Tessa Blanchard fan. But Tessa was selling for the chops. She was selling for the suplexes for between them both. And she was selling when she got knocked out of the ring and got punched in the face. Particularly by Su Yung. Su Yung gave her some good palm strikes. But halfway through the match, when it came to Ali, she grabbed Tessa and she was going to do a snap suplex into one of the ring corners. And when she did it, she was way too close. For goodness sake, she should have never done that, because Tessa's neck didn't even get a chance to bounce off one of the turnbuckles. She was basically past 90 degrees when she hit the mat. Now, I'm glad she doesn't seem to be hurt, but damn it, that was not good. I do not know what happened to Ali. Ali used to be a lot more smarter with her moves. She never used to be that sloppy. And worse, never used to be the type that wouldn't sell most of those fights that she did. Most of those movements that she did. Su Yung sold more than her. Tessa Blanchard sold more than her. Ali didn't even want to sell when she had Tessa Blanchard. And once you start throwing someone up against a ring rope and you tackle them and then you tackle them again, usually when it comes to women or men, they land on their knees to make it more dramatic, to show they're giving an effort. She didn't even do that more than once. She did it maybe once, landed on her knees, barely. She landed on one knee, and the rest of the time, she landed on her feet. She really didn't sell anything here. So in the end, Tessa Blanchard wins. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I'm not a Tessa Blanchard fan. If this was done next year, I would be alright with it. Because she had been in the company for a year. They built her up properly. Excuse me, I'm going to do that throughout this review because of my allergies, so I apologize. She really should not be getting the title now. It should be a year after she comes into the company. Or near a year. 9 months would have been the bare minimum I would let her have that title. For the simple reason is this. She needs to build more of a character. She needs to have more feuds with women because they do have a few women back there. And she needs to do more promo segments. She needs to do more in-ring segments. She needs to do more backstage segments. She needs to be in some interesting feud or some type of gimmick. We have very little of that with her. And the problem with me is that they're giving this to her too easily. How many months has she been with the company? 4 months? Maybe 5? I can't even remember how long she's been there. Yeah, she had the feud with Madison Rayne, which I state this. Look what happened with Madison. Either she wins the title against Su Yung, and that would have been alright. Or she loses to Su Yung and gives her more credibility, which she did, and now she has been seen again. She's way better than Gail Kim. I'm not a Madison Rayne fan, but she's way better than Gail Kim because she does the business. She does the best she could. Not saying she's a very good worker. She's generic, but at least she does know what she's doing. And then when it's done, she's gone. And there's no controversy. Like people saying, damn, why is she come back again? Like Gail Kim. Gail Kim can't lose. If she does, it's under some stupid circumstances. And then she nails the person, make them look stupid. Madison Rayne has not done that. My compliments. I forgot what her name. Madison. I forgot Madison's original name. So, my compliments, Madison. That's just me. But, going back to what I said about Tessa Blanchard, she should be having that title within 9 months to a year of coming into Impact Wrestling. Not 4 to 5 or 6 months. It's too soon. It just feels like they rushed her way too much. And you know who it feels like? Charlotte. I'm sorry. She may be the best thing of sliced bread, but if she's booked like Charlotte, and we know when it comes to Becky, Charlotte should not be in this situation unless she turns heel, it's just bad booking. Now with her, she's already a heel. She is. And the interview she did beforehand was actually quite good. It plays into her heel character. But I do not believe this was the wisest thing to do. They don't have enough women for her to work with. And worse yet, it's just too soon for her. She still doesn't have a total fleshed out character. I know people say she does. She doesn't. She has barely wrestled with anybody other than now Su Yung, Ali, and Kiera Hogan. Along with Madison Rayne, who is not there. I know they got more women back there. And they should be using them. And that is a major issue for me personally. But I'm glad that Ali did not get the title. It could have been Su Yung, or in this case, Tessa Blanchard. I'm alright with it. Now, the Smoke Show with the triple threat. Oh my gosh. I am not interested in this love triangle between Guido, Joe Henry, and Katarina. I'm not. But I'm not going to lie. When I saw them go to the Smoke Show, I'm going like, well, since I didn't see last week, I guess Guido set this up. And then when Katarina got kissed on the cheek by Scarlett Bordeaux, and then Scarlett taking her hand, and you see her in my face, where she rubbed her hand straight down her titty. I'm sorry for speaking so vulgar. her breast, her bust, I'm going like, yes, this is a woman who is a true sex object that is more than willing to touch another woman in a sexual manner. And not only is it hot, it's what is expected from a woman like her in this situation. She thinks she's Aphrodite. That's what Scarlett Bardot believes she is. And because she believes she's Aphrodite, she shines over every male and female that exists. Look what happened when it came to a manservant, Bob, and he's trying to drive the car into the arena, and the guy's saying no. She gets out of the car, and she says, let us in her seductive voice, and then he lets her in. For me personally, I won't do it. Yeah, I'll say, if you can wiggle your titties and ass all you want, dear, you ain't getting in. And she kissed me. I said, give me another one, but you're still not getting in. I'll do that. I'm not saying that I'm not weak like guys, but if I'm determined to make a point, I am a stubborn pain in the ass for my age. But still, seeing that she tried to play this card of the triple threat, of this love triangle, and Guido gets upset. You got Katarina trying to keep it together. And you got Joe trying to say, don't worry, we're going to have a match next week against the Dempsey Hit Squad. You'll see I got a song that'll make this all clear. I enjoyed it. Scarlett looked good, trying to show that she's going to take those men away from Katarina. And that gives us 2 more women that will eventually get into the ring, which we need. Now, Dempsey Hit Squad, make it quick. Gamma, basically kicked the ass of his boys because he's angry they have not been winning and they're acting so stupid. Okay. I want to see more of that. I want to see Gabba beat the living hell out of them with another broom. Do what I was treated as a kid. I didn't get just beat with a broom. Well, I didn't get really beat by a broom. I got beat with a belt strap and an extension cord. Yes, I wasn't a very bad child. I wasn't. I was very confused as a little kid. Honestly, I was. But my mother was very old school. Being born in 1929. Yes, my mother was born in 1929. I was born to the old generation. And she was the type that if the kid's not behaving, beat the living out of them. That's how she was. And believe me, for a woman that was 5 foot tall, like Alexa Bliss, she hit hard. She had dense bones. Anyway, that is good to see. Give me more of the Dempsey Hit Squad where Gamma beats his boys to make them understand you need to be what I'm telling you to be. Let them become stern, cold, heartless, brainless. They obey. That, I believe, will make them interesting. Now, Eli Drake and 2 unknowns from... Where were they? I forgot where somewhere. I forgot where they were in Canada. I think the Rebel Arena. That's where they were. And these 2 guys. One of them was named Mr. Atlantis. I don't remember what the other guy's name was. And they beat supposedly Dakota Lee last week. Oh my gosh. I'm shocked. Dakota Lee has lost badly to 2 jobbers. That just sucks. I know they're 2 jobbers themselves, but why they gotta lose to 2 jobbers they don't know. But Eli says, you guys want to go and become Impact Wrestling stars? You got to go through me. And he basically beats up the skinny guy. And then he gravy trains Mr. Atlantis. Done. End. I am glad they're doing something with him. And he says there's going to be another time it's going to happen again. Let's hope he's going to do something surprisingly special with somebody. It would be surprising if he does something special with someone that comes out that wants a job and he's trying to get him in. It could be anybody. And I hope it's someone that's from the WWE that's not been given an opportunity at what Impact Wrestling would. And give them a better shake than WWE. Now, if I'm forgetting anything, I'm sorry. The last match of the night. Oh, wait. We don't know what's going on with OGs and LAX. I didn't see what happened last week because, like I said, I didn't watch the show. And when it came to the kid getting run down in the story, I didn't see it. But now, supposedly, there is someone who called up not only King, but K-Dog. My guess is it's going to be someone that's over them. They run the streets, but there's someone that runs them. So that's what I think it is. I don't know who would be the best person. It's not going to be Alberto El Patron. I don't think it would be him. It's got to be someone you would not expect to be above both of them that is Spanish, that's in the wrestling business. It could be Carlos Colon. It could be Carlito with his dad. I mean, Carlos Colon would be pretty cool to be doing something like that. Maybe Eddie. No, not Eddie. I mean, Chavo Guerrero. Maybe he might be involved in it. It's got to be someone Spanish. It's got to be someone, maybe it's from Lucha Underground I don't know about, that is very popular there and is the one that's over both of them. So we will know maybe next week. Now finally, okay, let's make this clear. What this is done better than The Shield. I think that's the best title. You got Eddie Edwards and Moose. And I found out that Eddie Edwards almost got his ass handed to him, but Moose saved him last week. So now he's got a tag match. Moose supposedly got nailed before the tag match, and Eddie was dealing with both Killer Cross and Austin Aries on his own. Eventually, and it was an okay match. It really wasn't meant to be a great match. It was meant to be an okay one. Telling a story. That's what we need. Storytelling. And by the time the match was almost over, Moose comes out, tags Eddie. Killer Cross jumps off the ring apron. He don't want to have nothing to do with it. You think that's like he betrayed him, a double cross. He said, no, I don't want nothing to do with it. And then when Moose grabs Austin, instead of basically throwing him against the turnbuckle, he turns around and spears. Very nicely spears Eddie Edwards. Moose turns heel. And then nails Eddie. Which actually makes sense. If everybody thinks it doesn't make sense, it actually does. Because think back when Eddie was dealing with Tommy Dreamer. And Eddie basically said, fuck you, leave me alone. That's the reason why Moose would not give a damn about Eddie Edwards. That he got insulted by Eddie Edwards because he didn't listen to him and disrespected him. And probably on top of that, when he went to the hospital and had the concussion, Eddie didn't see him because he's gone crazy and didn't give a damn. That would be perfect going into it, and that will probably be what they may say next week. That Eddie, one, disrespected me when it came to Tommy Dreamer, and I was his friend. And then when I got hurt by Austin, he didn't come and see me in the hospital with my freaking concussion. That would make perfect sense. In the end, what we got here is a better formed Shield. You got the big guy in Moose. You got the medium-sized guy in Killer Cross. And then you got the small guy in Austin Aries. Big guy, Roman Reigns. Second big guy, Dean Ambrose. Small guy, Seth Rollins. There's your Shield. More better well done. That doesn't make any sense. Better done than the WWE. And I bet you it's going to be better done. If the guys who are writing right now can see the WWE is doing it wrong and they do it right, they're going to bring even more people to Impact Wrestling. This is just my point of view. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. And if I forgot anything, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, about to sneeze. Woo! Ugh.